This is Matt Mills, Source Scoping Services. We're at 5251 Southwest Illinois Street in Portland. We're going to be running the camera through an accessible clean out in the basement. We'll run the camera out in the main line. As I pull back, I'll inspect the line. If I find any issues that time, I'll stop and address them. At 90 feet, drop into the city's main line. We're going to go ahead and let the water finish catching up with the inspection. Once we verify water flow out of the main line, we'll go ahead and pull back and inspect the line as we pull back. Verified the water flow out of the main. We're going to go ahead and pull back now and re-inspect as we pull back. So here we have a rock that's forcing its way up through the bottom of the pipe. This appears to be Orangeburg pipe, which is a tar paper sewer line. I'm going to go ahead and push back out to the street and locate the transition. located the transition at 7 feet down. It's marked with white paint just on the back side of the hedge. Put a dot just on the basketball court so you could determine where it's at. Would recommend digging the hole on the other side of the hedge so you don't have to touch the hedge or the basketball court. We're going to go ahead and pull back now and inspect the line. We've gone ahead and shut off the water so we could see the bottom of the pipe a little clearer. It looks like we do have Orangeburg pipe. Again, you can see how the rocks are starting to push up through the bottom of the pipe, which is a very clear sign of Orangeburg, which again is a tar paper sewer line. Got a very clear and distinct push up of a rock right here in the middle of the line. Another one there in the bottom portion of the line. I'm talking to the camera. Yeah, so it's recording my voice on the disc. Just yeah, that way as they watch it, they can have a narrator what's going on. Yeah, very distinctly you can see the rocks here and there throughout the bottom. See it here, where it's just starting to go soft in the bottom.
So did you find out where the?
I did. I located it just out. It's just on the back side of the hedge.
Okay.
Marked it with white paint. I put a dot on the basketball court, the edge of the basketball court. I recommended that they dig obviously on the other side of the hedge so they don't disturb the hedge or the basketball court, because they can do that and just pull the line through to that point,
Right.
Completely right underneath the hedge and not disturb either the pad or the hedge. So what I'm going to do is pull back to where they transition and hooked in the garage. We'll locate that out. Odds are what they'll do is what they call a pipe burst, where they just pull a new line through this old line here. And they'll want to know where to reconnect that other section of the garage back in. So this right here, these are eggshell grindings
Oh.
that have just kind of settled in the bottom of the line. They put them in the garbage bowl and grind them up.
Oh. Is it still
Orangeburg?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, this is typically Orangeburg was installed in 55-65, so they probably switched over from a cesspool or septic tank at that time to sewer and put in the pipe. Now that looks like cast iron right here, because you can see the tint of orange hue in it.
The rust, yeah.
Yeah, that looks like cast right here. This is probably, that's a piece of metal that's fused itself in the bottom of the pipe. It's probably from when they cut in to put in that, we were pulling back into the house right here. I didn't even see the tie-in for the garage. So we're right here, just inside the house. This is the transition right out front. So it was just a big rock I pushed over that I thought was the lip of that tie-in. Is there any way to go out and flush or turn water on in that out there?
There should be.
That way we can check and see.
Do you want me to go do that right now?
Yeah, that'd be great. That way I can see if it's tight. They may have ran just a separate sewer line for this. Usually there's a very distinct tie-in, and I didn't see it. I was watching for it the whole way. That's the drop-in I was talking about.
Oh, okay,
You can see the little lip right
yeah.
there.
And yeah, the water's higher, huh?
See how it's, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the lip, so that's where they tied it in. I just missed it on the way back. I was watching the bottom. So we'll locate that so they know where the tie-in is. Good, that worried me.
Okay.
Are you having fun looking at your sewer here?
Very educational.
Yeah, it is, actually, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting how that all works. I think it actually looks pretty clean. I mean, minus the,
So no problems?
Oh no, it's Orangeburg.
well, it's
It's
old.
tar paper sewer line.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
But I mean,
You
as
can
far
actually,
as
there's a
the
good shot.
mucking,
See how that rock's pushing up through the bottom of the pipe?
Oh my
The pipe's still there.
goodness.
It's just gone soft, so it's gone and formed itself around the pipe.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's
So that's like how they used to do it, or?
45, between 55 and 65, they did Orangeburg. It was their answer to an economical crunch from the war. As a,
Oh, when resources
Were
just
low, yeah.
okay.
so that was
Wow.
their, it's just one of those, it's weird to see it on this age of house. Obviously they switched over from a cesspool in 55 to
Right.
60. So if you look on the records, it'll probably show that the sewer was hooked up between 55 and 65.
Okay.
Because that's the only time that Orangeburg was used.
Well, it's
Wow.
interesting. My house I'm moving out of is 55,
Uh-huh.
1955,
It was a
and
55.
it's not.
Did
As
it?
far as I know,
Not all of them were done.
yeah. I just had our sewer line replaced from the house to the.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Was it clay
So-
or concrete?
It was
Yeah.
all broken up. The roots have so many trees that it was all.
Just the bell to
Busted.
hub were
But
destroyed.
it's
now.
interesting that it's not. I mean, they dug a few big holes, but otherwise they just put the new one in.
Yeah,
and
pull it
blasted
in,
as
the pipe
they
burst.
went. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slick.
Kind of cool.
That's what they'll do on this one. Do
Yeah.
a nice pipe burst through and not have to tear up everything. So
Yeah, because if it's near the basketball court.
I saw that. Yeah, they'll be able to pull right underneath it. And
Yeah,
Kevin's,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's that map.
there's the flush right there.
Okay.
So you'll be able to
Yeah.
see it coming in from the side, right?
We had that done
Right there.
on a rental. I don't know
Oh, right.
what.
So that's the tie-in
So it
for the
comes
apartment.
in kind of at an angle to
Uh-huh.
the.
Yep, the
okay.
top 45.
Oh, right.
Yep.
I see it. Yeah, that huge tree out there. I was worried about roots all.
I'm actually impressed with how well this
Yeah.
line is considering the
That's
age
what
of
I was
it.
thinking.
Wow.
The only thing that's really hurt this line is the hot water going through it.
Because of
So,
the tar.
Yeah, it's tar, and then you get the weight. That's that's
So,
combining.
I heard that to flush your pipes occasionally with like root stuff. Does that?
It's a waste of money.
Because I don't. It's inside. If it's inside, how is it getting the roots if the roots are on the outside?
Well, typically the reason they're telling you to flush that is because they know your sewer line's already been penetrated by roots.
Yeah.
This new line, the system they're putting in, it's
Won't
it's
be.
welded together. It's all fused. It's one single pipe.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's no joints for roots to get in.
Okay.
Toilets flushed and
It
water's
worked.
running.
We
No,
saw
it
it
worked.
came in, found
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Oh, great.
We saw it.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It made it nice to verify.
Okay, thank you.
Love
We'll
your
see you
place.
soon. Okay.
It was
Well,
nice to
you're
verify that
helpful.
that was it, because it
Okay.
could have been a downspout tire or anything, so we saw the water come through, confirmed it, I'll locate it. That way, when they do the pipe burst, they'll know to. So what they'll probably do is just pull right through it,
Yeah.
and then dig down in, cut out a section and rehook it up.
Yeah.
So,
How big is your section we're talking? How long? Did you just say that?
out
I
here?
wasn't paying attention. Yeah, like how much do you have to replace?
Yeah.
Well, they'll
Like,
replace the whole line, which would
From
be,
the house
to the street. Mhm.
That's
But they got
that's
it-
like 100 and.
no, your total length of pipe was only 95 feet.
Oh, okay.
And you're not responsible all the way out into the
To the
street,
street,
so
right.
they'll probably be replacing about 75,
Okay.
80 feet.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay.
And did you say the cast iron goes out past the house, or it starts at?
The cast iron typically heads out of the house and goes out about 5 to 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
And that was
Gotcha.
because if the house ever settled,
Yeah.
the weight of the strength of the cast iron would support that settlement,
Gotcha.
and that was required. So we'll locate this spot, and then we'll locate the cast iron, and we'll go from there.
Okay, I'm gonna go shut that water. I'm
Yeah,
gonna turn
thank
it
you.
on.
Located the transition for the tie-in for the garage unit. It's 7 feet down. It's under the basketball court, marked with white paint. I'm going to go ahead and pull back to the cast iron transition, locate the transition, and at this time recommend that the line be replaced due to the failing of the Orangeburg pipe starting to collapse in on itself. Transition over to the cast iron here. We're going to locate the cast iron transition. Located the transition appears to be under the front living room. I've actually marked it. We got a visitor coming up the line here. Oh, jeez. So we got a rat that was attracted to the light in the sewer line. Also, there's some sewage in the line, so he's also attracted to that. But recommend the line be replaced from the house out. The cast iron transition is underneath the foundation. It's marked with white paint. Actually, I couldn't mark it with white paint. It's in the living room. I marked the foundation footing of the wall out front with white paint. It's approximately 9 feet back in from the foundation footing underneath the house in the crawl space. Recommend the line be replaced from the cast iron out to the street.